back, Transformer TCG fans, friends, and family. So, okay. I thought I had finished that video, and apparently I hadn't. So, to make up for that, here's the image for the spider web hook that, we went over before. Black Pit Beast, Pierce 2 weapon, no attack. But when you put it on a ranged character, you can untap a character you control that has less stars than the equipped. So that's kind of nice. And it's very specific who gets the Pierce on the flip. And then we looked at Subfunction Crisis, the Green Pip action card. And I went over this, and I made a video about this again, and I kind of wonder if we need to make it for 2 attack for battle instead of 3 for being a green pip, even though it can only be an engineer, medic, or infantry. Well, infantry, on a previous video that I really messed up and had to delete, was we have 2 leaders from wave 3, wave 4, a Megatron and an Optimus, the General Optimus, that we all, I forgot his nickname now, that everybody liked using, that kind of eclipsed OPBL or whatever from wave 1, and he's infantry, and I'm like, ooh. And I started, and I'm like, maybe I need to make this +2 to attack instead of 3. So there's that. Even though if you're playing a blue deck, I mean, you can still get a brainstorm and 2 leap into battles and have +6. If the cards fall in the right place. So let's change Subfunction Crisis. If your attacker is an engineer, medic, or infantry function type, it gets +2 for battle. And let's just add bold 1 to make up for that attack. Attack 2, bold 1. I almost thought about Pierce, but then it basically would be a calculated strike. So let's just do +2 to attack and bold 1. So maybe you'll get that extra attack. So that maybe that's a better way to do it. And then the other one was, that wasn't it, a ground trap. Ground trap is the secret action we went at the very end of that video. And I'm just talking, and you're probably like, where are the pictures, dude? Well, I messed up, okay? So here's ground trap, secret action, white, orange for the mercenaries. Reveal when one of your characters defends, and then you can get cheeky damage of 1 if it's a car, truck, tank, or motorcycle that's attacking you. So that's that. Let's go in, and the meantime, I'm trying to recreate and bring back some older cards that I have lost in the system. One is Salute, Missing Man, Override, and KOing is not painless. So I'll just put it that way since I'm on VTube. Ever since I heard that guy mention that, I'm going to call them VTube because that's what this is. It's VTube. So there's that. Let's look at some other stuff real quick. Let's look at Ark Merged. It's an action card that is black and blue. Only the Decepticons can get the defense on the flip. Your chosen character has +2 for battle, which is nice. When your defender is an Autobot, if you're attacking an Autobot, your attacker has Pierce 2 for battle. So it is kind of like a calculated strike, which would probably be easier to play. But this also has defense for your Decepticons. But then you have to also be attacking an Autobot. So, I don't know. I thought it was just a different way of of doing it. Maybe we should add something else to it. Let me know what you think. If maybe it should be maybe white and blue instead of black and blue. Boy, somebody's getting really damaged, aren't they? No. So there's that. And then up next, we'll look at an upgrade utility. That is Backpack Weapon. It's an orange pip card and +1 to attack. And it's basically a Pierce 2 utility card. So, which is kind of a nice perk. And you was sort of thinking on the lines of like the agility of Bumblebee kind of thing, which I went all out with my Beast War characters, and I'm still working on those. Making a lot like the Revenge of Dinobot and all sorts of stuff like that, following in that vein of agility of Bumblebee. So this is a picture of Ratchet with his thing, which is reminiscent of the original toy from the 80s. I got an Ironhide, but I never got a Ratchet. And there's a sticker you're supposed to put that had a face on the seat part. And everybody just didn't know, forgot, or whatever. Where's their head? Oh, come on, give me a break. Use your imagination. When you put this on a truck, do 1 damage to an enemy character. So, you know, I almost did something to help Ratchet out for specifically Ratchet, like specifically Bumblebee and Optimus and whatever. I didn't do that. I just wanted to do a backpack weapon that anybody can really equip. But when you put it on a truck character, you get to do an extra damage. So that's Backpack Weapon. And let's look at Blunderbutt. Yeah. And this is the back side of Inferno while he was flying. And it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to see. Had the hardest time trying to find a good screenshot of him flying and close-up of his propeller from his backside. And I think it was Quick Strike that called him Blunderbutt. It was either Quick Strike or Rat Trap. I can't remember which, but it was hilarious. So not quite as it's got a little bit of going here. It's a white pip utility with +1 to defense. So it's a busy little simple utility card. Boy, was that an oxymoron or not? So it's bold 1, white pip, +1 to defense. When this is put on a helicopter, do 1 damage to 2 enemies. Boom, boom. So I like that. Giving a little bit of love to our helicopters from the utility side. But anybody can wear this. If you want something that is like a Brass Knuckles, which Brass Knuckles gives bold 2 on the utility side, but it has no attack and no defense. This has bold 1 and +1 to defense. And at least you can get a little bold off something if it's not on a helicopter, okay? But if you put it on an active character with an active helicopter trait, which a lot of my Beast War characters have, because if they float, I gave them a helicopter trait. And some people on Facebook didn't like that. I didn't care. They float, they're in the air, it's a helicopter. It's the best trait we have to designate hovering, okay? Because helicopters can hover also. So there's that. Yeah, we looked at Cyber Bee, I think. Extractor, I put on Facebook once already. I think some people liked it, but I've kind of tweaked it a little bit. It's an orange-green pip action card. Extractor. What did I say that a second ago? It's an Extractor. And it's the thing that was in Tarantula's lair in one of the very first episodes of Beast Wars. That he was draining Cheetor's energy. So play this only if you have a specialist on your battlefield, on the battlefield. Not just for your starting, but they have to be in the battlefield for Extractor to work. Do 1 damage to a 7-star or tapped, a 7-star or less tapped character. I need to put enemy, the tapped enemy. So I'm glad I kind of say this stuff out loud, because it helps me realize, you know, this needs to be changed. This needs to can be worded differently. And let's take the your to thee. So play this only if you have a specialist on the battlefield. Do 1 damage to a 7-star or less tapped enemy. You may play another Extractor. But Grillenheimer, this is like War of Attrition. Yeah, but War of Attrition, the opponent gets to choose where they put the damage. Extractor doesn't. A lot of our 7-star characters or less don't have a lot of health. So, and it does have to be a tapped character. They have to be down. So they have to be tapped. And when you play one, you can play another. Okay, like War of Attrition, etc. Focus Fire. So there's that. I haven't mentioned that. I wanted to get that out there. Haven't finished that one. I think we've gone over Fusion Laser Rifle. Let's look at Hidden Tracker real quick. Hidden Tracker is another, I'm the king of the utilities, is a utility that is white, a white and green pip. The green pip has the melee symbol on it. When you put this on a melee character, your opponent's characters do not have Brave. And only your melee characters can get this on the flip. You know, is this worth it? This is probably a good, like, it would have been a filler card. Maybe do I need to add, do not have Brave and Stealth. We do have a lot of those cards that break Brave and Stealth. So I was just trying to be a little different and have it, let it break Brave. Because when I was playing with somebody, that Brave came up a lot, and I thought this was a neat way to break that, to where just trying to mix up some of the stuff between the traits, the pip colors, defense, utility, and give something for melee characters to have yet again. So there's Hidden Tracker. In a recreated Incredible Restraint, which is an upgrade weapon armor card that is white and black. That gives +2 to attack, +2 to defense. We've gone over this before. It's been a while, but I had to remake it because it was gone, and I was going through some of my physical cards that I have printed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. And I started looking for it. I couldn't find it in the MSC anywhere. So here it is again. When this equipped character taps to attack, tap another untapped character on your team and tap an untapped enemy character that has the same number of stars or fewer. So I've changed it up a little bit. It wasn't exactly quite like this. And I got the verbiage pretty solid this time too. So somebody equipped with this is attacking. Unfortunately, you're going to be able to tap an enemy character at the expense of tapping one of your own. So if you're a 5-wide team or 4-5-wide team, and you have this earlier in the game or after everybody's untapped, that would be a good time to do this, to where, well, I'm gonna have to tap twice, but I can get one of them tapped also. Plus, it's it's not +3 and 3 on weapon and armor. It's +2 and 2 for weapon and armor for attack and defense. So there's that. So I think that so you're basically tapping 2 characters. The one equipped with Incredible Restraint attacks, and you can able to tap an enemy, an opponent's character that as well, if you can. Incredible Restraint. So there's that. And sorry, I had a lifesaver in my mouth. I had a text come through. That's why I go, huh? A second ago. So I kind of, we got that back. The Jiffy Pop Megatron. I don't think we've gone over Namesake. Let's look at Namesake, and I'm going to have to call it quits, guys. Namesake is a orange and black secret action. Can you notice I'm trying to make some more orange pip cards? I normally don't make many orange pip cards. Reveal: when one of your characters defends and your opponent had a character name on their starting team that matches the name of one of your characters, your defender gets +2 to defense. So they don't even have to be attacking you. Say you have a Megatron. It doesn't matter which Megatron. Your opponent has a Megatron. Doesn't matter which Megatron. And even if their Megatron is KO'd, they still had a character with the same name as what you have. This would still be pertinent and give your defender +2 to defense because y'all both had a character with the same name. And it doesn't have to be the exact same character with the same subfunction, type, name, whatever. You got a Bumblebee, they got a Bumblebee. One of your characters gets flipped, and they have a character the same name, a Bumblebee, a Cliff Jumper. Sorry, Cliff Jumper, or whatever. If you're both playing aerial bots together, or both all Stunicons together, well, let's see how my deck goes up against your deck. Each of y'all happens to have 3 namesakes in here, it's going to trigger that defense. Of course, Pierce can get through defense. I'm sorry, I got a lifesaver in my mouth. I shouldn't have done that. So, really neat stuff. I really wanted to go over a lot of cards. So, let's end this with a namesake. In the meantime, like I said, I've got a lot of images here that I was trying to get back to recreate, put in the MSC for more of my rewind stuff. I'm still looking for something, an image somewhere to recreate the Master Sword for my Wizards rewind stuff on Dropbox. In case y'all are wanting, it's like, well, I can't find this card. That's too expensive. I don't want to pay for $5 for this one battle card. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And trying to find some of the right images has been interesting. And so I've got Gridiron. I've almost finished Barcode. I've been working on SLVRBLT. Actually, I saw someone on the road in a car with a car tag that said SLVRSPD, and I'm like, cool, Silver Speed, I guess. So, working on finishing up these guys. It's coming. They're coming. And we'll see you next time. More to come. My gosh, this is getting big, guys. And hopefully, maybe not an end, but to unending. Yet the game is never ending. It's still going. We're keeping it alive. And I'm just a one-shot pony over here. But you know, the Ark, hopefully, they've been kind of quiet lately, and I think they're about to release their next big wave of cards. I want to say they have revealed 1 or 2 things. They tried revealing a little something this past fall, and then they went back to the drawing board, I think. I think they're having a time trying to figure out the Power Masters also, but I'm not putting them in the deck. My Power Masters, that when I get back to them and get them finished, they are going to be characters. They're not going to go in your deck. But they will be very, very low star characters. Kind of like Titan Master, so they're going to get knocked out easily. But you know, I may keep with some of my original ideas on Power Masters. We'll see. In the meantime, we just went over a whole lot of cards here, from Ark Merged, Backpack Weapon, Blunderbutt, the Extractor. I mentioned the Fusion Laser Rifle, but I think we've gone over that before. Finally showed off the Ground Trap, the Spider Web Hook, Subfunction Crisis, in Hidden Tracker, Incredible Restraint, and Namesake. Lot of battle cards, guys. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. It's a beautiful Saturday down here in the South, and I'm stuck cleaning up a basement. We'll see you next time. And as always, Autobots, flip out and let's roll for it.